So great. When we get ready to do open houses, we usually get all dressed up and get kind of prepared for the day. Why don't you just tell a little bit about what you like to wear to open houses?
Well, I like to wear like some navy slacks and a button-up shirt and maybe a nice jacket. Yeah, that's mainly
What about
what
a
I
tie?
like.
Do you wear a tie sometimes?
Yeah, I love wearing ties, and then
Yeah.
I just wear a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of my look. Yeah.
Cool. I think it's very important what the house looks like, or do you think that old saying, don't judge a book by a cover, do you think that applies to real estate?
Not at all, because when you have a house that looks bad on the outside, that is a big problem because, one, when you move into a house, you want your neighbors to think your house looks good. That you want that a lot, and that helps the selling value a lot, because if someone's going to buy your house, it is going to be very hard to sell it if your house is like painted like bright yellow from the outside, because that is less commonly liked.
I specifically remember a house that we pulled up to, and I think the words that came out of your mouth were, Dad, this house is going to be really tough to sell.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, Dad.
That was more of a style thing, though. I think the owner had a different idea of style than what most of our buyers would like.
Yeah.
So Grayson, one other thing that comes up a lot question-wise in preparing a house to sell is people sometimes have like carpet that is worn out or is very unique color. And oftentimes we'll suggest that they replace the carpet with something neutral. But what I hear them say a lot is, well, if I replace it, it's not going to be what the buyer wants, and they're just going to end up tearing it out. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's valid, or do you think that that's maybe an excuse?
I feel like that's really an excuse, because if you take something that only 1% of a person likes a lot, but there's a bigger percentage that a lot more people hate, I would go with the bigger percentage because it makes the house way easier to sell.
Right. And you appeal to a bigger group of people, and then that really translates into selling the house for more money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So Gray, if you were to buy a vacation property anywhere in the country, where do you think that you would buy a vacation property?
Probably just in San Francisco, because it's a more accepted area, and I've heard very good feedback about it.
Well, what kind of feedback have you heard? That's interesting.
I've heard that it's pretty sunny out there, and yeah, there's a lot of good things that I've heard about it.
California sunshine? Would it be downtown in San Francisco, or would it be out in the suburbs?
Probably in the suburbs.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, we'll have to go check that place out sometime. I don't think we've ever been there together.
Yeah, it might be pretty fun to be there.
Okay. Cool. So Grayson, one thing that I know a lot of our clients want to know about is how are the schools in the neighborhood we're looking in? And I just wondered, what do you think about that? Are schools very important to a house's resale?
Schools are very important, because even if you don't have kids, it makes it a lot easier to sell the house for other people that do have kids, because the school is so convenient, and that really raises the value.
And how have you felt the schools have been, where you've gone to some great schools yourself? Right here in Kirkland, you've gone to Lakeview Elementary. What do you think about Lakeview Elementary?
I think Lakeview Elementary is a really good school. And in fact, I actually just changed schools because I wanted to be in person.
You wanted to be in person, yeah, 5 days a week.
Yeah, and I changed to a different school, and I'm very happy. And I would say during this time in quarantine, if you ever are frustrated because you can't get into in person, then I would switch to. That's just my input.
So great. Recently, we made the decision for you to switch schools. And I know that that is a big fear for some parents, that their children are going to be unhappy when they have to, leave their friends and try to get new friends. Could you share just a little bit about what that experience was like for you, having to switch schools just a couple weeks ago?
Well, it seems hard at the start, and you might be a little scared to go at the start. It's really hard. I can say it's really hard to accept it. But once you go, you feel way better, and then you can make new friends. And even the first day, I made some new friends, and I was really excited about myself.
That's awesome. Well, we're really excited for you two to be back in school 5 days a week.